Go to school, get an education, find a good job, and try to move up in the company. This has been the path that many people follow while dreaming of one day having a financially free life. If you look around you, you can easily tell that a big part of today's social economic world is based on the trade of time for money. Most people exchange 1 hour of their time for a predetermined amount of money. This means that there will always be a ceiling on how much money a person can make. For example, if a person gets paid $25 an hour, this means that the absolute maximum this person can make is $600 per day. And this is if this person somehow is able to work all 24 hours in a day. If this person does not take any days off and works all 7 days a week, he will make $4,200 per week, or $16,000 per month, or $201,600 per year. This, of course, is absolutely unrealistic for any human being. Yet, there are people out there making millions of dollars every year. This is because most wealthy people don't earn their money based solely on their time. Whether we get paid $20 an hour or $100, the reality is that financial freedom comes from detaching our time from our income. As Tony Robbins famously said, "You can't earn your way to freedom." If you study some of the most financially successful people in the world, you realize that they don't really work for money. They focus on building systems that generate money for them. Take a look at entrepreneur Grant Cardone. He began building massive levels of wealth when he took his sales training business and built an organization that would help him sell it. He turned his job of selling educational products into a system that would do that for him. This way, he didn't have to do it all himself. This allowed him to expand his earning potential while also giving him the freedom of time to explore other ways of creating wealth, which he then did. He took the money his business generated and began creating a second system of wealth. He took his earnings from his business and invested it in real estate. Now he has a business with hundreds of employees working to generate money and thousands of people paying rent every month to live in his buildings. As you can see, rich people don't focus on earning money. They focus on creating systems that will make money for them. Number 2. The different sources of income. Most of us were taught one way of making money, working at a job and earning it. But something that many people never get to learn is the different ways people in the world earn money. Most of us are familiar with earned income. This is the money we make by exchanging our time for money, whether it's from a job or freelancing. This is a great start for many people, but this isn't the only way of making money. When you create a product or resell a product for a higher price than you bought it, you begin earning profit income. In many cases, it can take less time to create a transaction than to earn money by working hourly. If you bought a pair of shoes for $60 and sold them for $120, you made $60 in a single transaction. For an average person, this could take up to 3 hours of work just to make the same amount of money. Of course, this requires the skill of selling. The better you become at selling, the easier and faster it becomes to create profit income. If selling is not your thing, many people make money with their investment income. This can come in different forms. For example, many people invest in the stock market or in real estate. This provides them with potential growth in their investments as stock prices rise or property values increase. This is what is called capital gains income. This is where an asset that appreciated in value is sold. The profits of the sale of an appreciated asset are considered capital gains. Now, these investments can also provide a different type of income. Investors can get what is called dividend income. This is when a company you hold shares in distributes part of their profits to their shareholders. So investors get a check typically every quarter for their earnings of the company. If you have property that people can live in, conduct business in, or even harvest in, this property can generate rental income if you rent it out. If you are on the artistic side of things, many people benefit of royalty income, typically from creative work or intellectual property, such as music, books, or patents. A great example of this is J.K. Rowling, which wrote the Harry Potter book series, which now provide her with royalties from the sale of her books, movies, Broadway shows, merchandise, and even a theme park. All because it's all based on her intellectual property. Number 3. Not all taxes are created equal. Have you ever noticed how some major corporations seem to have many tax incentives that normal people don't have? That is because they do. Tax incentives are put in place for businesses and individuals to do financial activities that benefit the country's economy. Not all taxes are created equal. There are 4 major categories on how people are taxed. We have earned income tax, we have self-employment tax, there is business and corporate tax, and there is investment taxes. Earned income tax and self-employment tax are some of the highest forms of tax. They can go up to 37% of federal taxes alone. Now, self-employed people have a little more flexibility since they are able to claim any expenses that are related to the business as a business expense, which can lower their taxable income, lowering their taxes. The biggest tax incentives happen for businesses, corporations, and investors. One of the main reasons why they are able to claim these tax incentives is because they do things that the government wants them to do, like provide jobs, create advances in energy, technology, or medicine, or invest money on projects that help the community, like providing affordable housing. Understanding not only how to make money but how to play the tax game right is an important part of finance that wealthy people always pay attention to. Of course, always make sure to check with a tax professional to navigate the complex world of taxes. Number 4. Debt can build you or destroy you. Many people don't realize that one of the biggest tools some of the richest people in the world use is debt. These guys use debt to leverage assets that they would not afford with the money they currently have. For example, if a business is looking to expand their operations, they can take 5 years to save the money to buy the equipment they need and hire the labor they require in order to begin expanding. Or they could borrow the money they need and begin expanding their business right away. In the first scenario, they will take 5 years to begin the process of expansion. In the second scenario, they will be able to begin expanding their business right away, which can allow them to increase their income faster. By the end of the 5 years, this company can be making much more money because they use debt to expand their business. Now, if debt is used incorrectly, it can be detrimental to the person or business's finances. If debt is used in a way that doesn't generate growth, this debt becomes a future expense for the person or the company. Debt is used to increase the spending potential of the borrower, and if it doesn't generate income, this debt is like borrowing money from your future self. This is the difference between bad debt and good debt. Bad debt is only used to increase purchasing power and it doesn't provide any return. Good debt is used to increase investment power to leverage bigger assets or stimulate the growth of a business. Number 5. Skills are currency. Recently, companies like Google, Apple, and Netflix have been very vocal about not requiring employees to have a college degree. Elon Musk went on record saying that a college degree isn't a necessity for a job at Tesla. Some of the biggest companies in the world are beginning to understand that traditional education might no longer fill the demand of this ever-changing world. It is more important now than ever to learn what skills are in demand today and become competitive in those skills. Whether a person wants to enter the workplace or become an entrepreneur, acquiring those in-demand skills can give them the competitive advantage to get ahead and earn them a significant amount of money. Number 6. You must become an owner. If you pay attention to how wealth is distributed in the world, you soon realize that those who hold the majority of the wealth are the ones who own or control the businesses and/or the land. This can mean a number of things. Many people build their own businesses or buy and control their own land. Others decide to invest in other people's businesses, which allows them to own but not control the business. Which for many people who are not business-minded, this is a great option. As Tony Robbins famously said, if you buy an iPhone and you don't hold Apple stock, we have a problem. You are a consumer and not an owner. We must become owners, whether actively operating the asset or just passively owning them to be able to take a share of the world's wealth. For those who are not business-minded and do not have interest in active investment, taking advantage of index funds like the S&P 500 can be a great option since it invests only on the 500 biggest companies in the US. This way, people can take a small ownership on hundreds of the best companies in the US in a passive way and allow them to take advantage of an important part of investing, which is number 7. Compounding returns can be slow, but they are powerful. Many people find investing in the overall stock market to be unexciting, since it provides returns of 8 to 10% annually. A $10,000 investment in a year will yield an $800 to $1,000 return. But this $1,000 return reinvested back into the market will yield $1,100 the following year. If we reinvest the $1,100 back into the market, we will have $1,210 in return the next year. If we continue reinvesting the earnings back, our original investment will yield a $1,331 return, and if we continue doing this for the next 30 years, your initial $10,000 investment will be worth $174,494. This means that the annual return of your investment now yields $17,449 that year. If you continue doing this for 50 years, your investment fund will have $1,173,908, which will give you a return of $117,000 that year. That $10,000 investment without any additional investment becomes over $1 million in 50 years, and it generates a six-figure annual return, all due to the power of compounding. I know that a big goal for many people is to read more books to expand their knowledge and achieve their financial and life goals. It is said that the average CEO reads around 52 books per year, but I know that a lot of you are in your hustle and sometimes it can be hard to get the time to read a whole book, much less 52 of them. So that is why I partnered with Blinkist as the sponsor of this video. Blinkist allows you to consume a book in less than 20 minutes. Blinkist is for anyone who cares about learning but doesn't have a lot of time to do so. They take the key insights from over 3,000 nonfiction bestsellers in over 27 categories and gather them in 15-minute reads. Now, the best part is that you could read it if you're more of a reader, but they also have audio explainers that help you understand more about the core ideas. And since it's on your phone, you can take it anywhere. You can consume a book on your way to work or while you work out at the gym. And even if you're flying, because you can download and listen offline. See, over 12 million people are already using Blinkist to grow their knowledge on finances, business, leadership, self-improvement, mindfulness, happiness, and much, much more. The reason why I personally like Blinkist is because it's so simple to use. All you have to do is open the app, search for the book you want, and that is it. You'll be reading or listening in less than 20 seconds. You can also build your own library with books on your reading list and even get recommended titles personalized just for you. So you might find other great books that are related to the topic you want to learn about. A great book I recommend is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Listen, if you want to expand your knowledge and make sure your time is well spent, then Blinkist is the place to go. And I was able to get 100 of you guys a whole week of Blinkist absolutely free when you click on the link in the description of this video. And then you could cancel if you want. But if you guys decide to continue learning with Blinkist, you will also get an additional 25% off your full membership on top of the free week. So to claim your unlimited free 7-day access, make sure to click on the first link in the description of this video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.